Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Israel banned cash payments. We're going to talk about it. We got central banks, Larry Fink, Ashish Birla, Stuart Alderati, legal team for Ripple, World Bank. The Payment Association says XRP is a stablecoin too. We're going to talk about it. Former Accenture global blockchain lead Navin Gupta talks about critical mass and escape velocity. And when's he talking about it? End of year, early next year. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Digital Perspectives News. No spaces on Facebook. Right now, we are at $1.74 trillion market cap for crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin right now, 23,200 plus. Ethereum, 1,600 plus. We see it's up 8.72% on the 7-day. XRP at the number 6 spot right here is at 37 cents, and we have 8.84% on the 7-day. We'll keep an eye on that. Now look at this. This is my favorite list. I'm just going to run down them real quick. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, Stellar, Bitcoin Cash, Algorand, VeChain, Decentraland, Hedera Hashgraph, Theta, Quant, IOTA, Kava, Gala, XDC, Theta, Fuel, Songbird, and obviously Flare, and Casino Coin. Now, that's just a list of some of those. There are others, but I haven't put all of them there, and I don't hold a position in every single one of those, but I tell you, I am working on it because it's hard to get all the nets in the water, but this is a nice list for me to be able to pay attention to. This is just taking it off favorites right now. You can see the XRP is at the number 6 spot. Let's get into the range of price very quickly. It's 37 on the bottom, 40 cents on the top. We'll keep an eye on it. Where's it going to go? Nobody knows, but I tell you, a lot of the technical analysts have become very bullish over the last few days. We will keep an eye on price. Ladies and gentlemen, GlintPay is not just a gold-based alternative to banking. It's hashtag GoldFi, baby. They're building a gold financial system. Don't believe it. It's still true. And you can't wait to get your card if you click the link in this Twitter post or underneath of any one of my videos. GlintPay is the only place that I trust and handle the quick and easy Web3 way of handling my gold. That's exactly right, Legion. And I see here they even deliver physical gold, as I've told you many times. If that's what you prefer, you get enough of it, they'll ship it right to your house. But I love it because I can hedge inflation, use my card, buy these items. And in fact, I got to activate. I haven't activated my card because I've just been like trying to store gold. So I'm going to get to that point, make a purchase, and show you guys too. Link underneath the video. Don't mess around. Take a look at this. Israel will ban cash payments over $4,400 starting today. I tell you, when people say it's happening, to me, this is what it looks like. And when we get into this very quickly, it says beginning August 1st, Israel will ban cash for personal transactions over $4,400 and businesses transactions over $1,760. The country will impose fines between 15 and 30% of relevant transaction value on those who violate the law. Well, that's pretty steep. The law is meant to fight financial crime by promoting the use of digital payments, which are easier to monitor. Uh-oh, there it is. There it is. They want to monitor everything, right? If I go down this, it says, according to the Israel Tax Authority, the law is meant to reduce the use of cash by Israelis and fight against crime, including money laundering, tax evasion, and terrorist financing. The upcoming rule promote digital payments, making it easier for authorities in Israel to monitor financial activity. How about that? That's what it's for. They can say what they want. There's a lot of good to come from this digital age, but there is also this, right? And we can't get one without the other. Other developments could also work towards this end. In June, Bank of Israel now said it would test the feasibility of retail central bank digital currency later this year. Now, we're in August. So that's not far away, ladies and gentlemen. Like other digital payments would be easier to trace and monitor. They're going to know where you're doing with all your money. And listen to this part. Israel is just one of several nations developing and exploring CBDCs. France's central bank announced this month that it is hoping to launch a wholesale CBDC digital currency for use between financial institutions by 2023. We know, obviously, elsewhere, Federal Reserve Leo Brainerd stated it could take up at 5 years before they get approval on theirs. Now, one thing I did want to show you, it is inside of this article, and it really blew my mind what they said here. It was also like not allowing you to store a certain amount of cash. Additional measures prohibiting Israelis from holding more than 200,000 shekels, which comes out to $58,660 in cash at home. Prohibiting Israelis from holding $58,000 in cash at home are expected in the future. Wow, that's getting heavy right there. Look, it's always been about control, relevancy, and power for the governments and central banks. We've said it here a lot. And as you saw from the last article, central banks, cross-border, and stablecoins are exactly how they plan on doing it. Of course, we have to factor in regulations, legislation, and taxes as well. Listen to this.
Bitcoin came into play, the attitude of central bankers was, oh, isn't that interesting? Aren't those cute little techies doing something neat there? Okay? And this is something we should study, but there's no rush.
And that's Nellie Liang, the Undersecretary of the Treasury in the U.S., sitting right there.
The attitude towards Libra, oh, those guys are serious business guys. We need to think about it because this really might make a difference. This really might take over our turf, take over our territory. So I think that that's an important thing to understand when looking at these motivations.
That's exactly what's going on. I've said it a million times, and they're saying it there at that College Institute with the Undersecretary to the U.S. Treasury sitting right beside him. It's all about current control, relevancy, and power. And here's more evidence right here from Larry Fink from BlackRock. Listen to what he says about this.
Could crypto become a really important asset class one day? Sure. But right now, the bid-ask spread, the volatility, it has not led to widespread conversations worldwide. Where conversations I have with governments and leaders is about should there be a digital currency, true digital governmental currency. That will change finance and change finance in a very substantial way. You know, if there was a digital dollar, a true digital yuan, that will change however, you know, that would be much more impactful than any other, like a crypto. But it's something that we look at, some of our investors use as one tool for investing.
And listen, this is this is Larry Fink from BlackRock, trillions of dollars, assets under management. BlackRock is who gets the call when the U.S. government is in a crisis, and then BlackRock comes in, buys up all the real estate 40 to 60% off, right? I can't even, that's another video. But nevertheless, he's telling you the same thing that we just showed you from Israel to the College Institute with Nellie Liang sit beside the gentleman. And now Larry Fink. If it's a central bank digital currency or a stable coin, it is meaningful because that is the on and off ramp, and they can control that through regulation and taxes. Don't believe it. It's still true. And to add to that point, listen to Ashish Burla, what he says in this first clip right here.
You know, the government seems to be also waking up to this notion that, hey, listen, we need to get moving here on creating, proper regulation. There's also a lot of regulation, at least talk, around the stablecoin aspect of it. And how great would it be if every bank in the United States issued a stablecoin on a blockchain?
How great would it be? Ashish, it would be great. In fact, I know you know that that's what's going to happen, right? Imagine all the correspondent banks. Look, the central banks will create CBDCs. The correspondent banks will create stable coins. And eventually, all of this stuff will get issued onto a network like, I believe, the XRP ledger or XLM. And this is the system we're going to. And then you'll have, when and where it's applicable, an asset like XRP used as a bridge between them to settle when necessary. That is what we're really talking about. Don't forget, James Wallace suggested the same thing. But what does that make XRP? If you use XRP as a bridge asset like that, what does that make it? Because the SEC is the only entity on earth at this point, of course, aside from Ryan Selkis and a few others that I believe benefited from the ETH free pass, that believe XRP is a security, but it isn't. And Stuart Alderati says so right here, courtesy to Riz here, XRP is a currency. Stuart Alderati, legal team for Ripple, says rather than providing regulatory clarity through rulemaking, the SEC is bullying crypto markets by filing unproven allegations masquerading as regulation. Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, I should clarify that XRP is not a security, it's a currency. Those facts will be revealed very soon. I would also like to clarify that this lawsuit is absolute nonsense, and I pray that most of you see through it. I think this is going to end very badly for the SEC. In fact, I believe all of this corruption will be brought to light, and there's going to be some serious hell to pay. You know what? Thank you, Stuart, because I believe the same exact thing. And when it comes to understanding XRP as money, the World Bank, that's right, the World Bank associated with the IMF, also believes as recently as November 21 of last year that XRP and XLM are in fact stablecoins. Stablecoins for cross-border payment, they cite two digital currencies that fall into this category are RippleNet's native digital currency, Ripple XRP, and Stellar's network native cryptocurrency, Stellar Lumen XLM. Don't believe it. It's still true. Cross-border payments relative to correspondent banking. And as Ashish Burla just said in the clip that I played you, imagine every correspondent bank issuing a stablecoin on a blockchain. Well, then you're going to need something to settle it all because they don't want to hold ABC Bank coin versus HGF, coin over here. Nobody wants to hold each other's stablecoin, and there isn't a need to do so because you have an intermediary that you could use. So this is getting very good. And wait till you hear what Navin Gupta says in just 1 second here too, because right here we have a new publication. Shout out to Wrath of Common for this one. The Payment Association has a digital currencies education project backed by MC. It says seeking to produce thought leadership content in which they distinguish XRP and stablecoins from volatile assets like Bitcoin right here. And I pulled the actual document itself, and it is right here. And if you look at this, you can clearly see, right? You can clearly see in here on page 2, if we go down, how Bitcoin volatile assets differ from XRP stablecoins. The difference between consumer-facing applications and treasury management. Again, suggesting that there is this ultimate pivot away from retail. Doesn't mean we can't have it or can't hold it. It just means that ultimately the real use case has never been consumer facing from Ripple is how I understand that. And I also understand XRP to possibly get a designation that it is a non-security note, which would make it money. And then you could start having a conversation about collateralizing that ledger and having that be a stable price, like a price floor or a price set. And you know what? Go all the way back to my interview here from former global blockchain lead from Accenture, Diana Adachi, right here. Shout out to you, Diana. Says that XRP falls more into the currency bucket. Take a listen.
And do you see, or did you see in your time of doing due diligence with XRP, what is that to you? Is that a security? Is it a commodity? Is it a currency? Because I have trouble seeing it, Diana, work any other way than a currency the way it's designed.
Well, I mean, so, there was, at that time, you're aware with the issue that, one of the issues that Ripple had because the way FinCEN was looking at the XRP. And so, I know that the SEC has deemed, well, Bitcoin and Ethereum are, they don't deem them securities. And so I'm not sure why they, why they would put XRP and something into a different category. Because I agree. I think the XRP itself is more of a currency. The XRP was originally one of the use cases for it was as an anti-spam for the Ripple network. So there was also utility capabilities within it, right?
Yeah.
So and so I tend to agree with you that I think it's probably falls more into that kind of currency bucket. Like, you know, whatever they deemed Bitcoin, how is this? I don't think that it's one and the same. Like, I don't think it's different. Excuse me. So it was never clear to me why that was kind of a holdout in terms of, if you look at those other two assets, Ethereum and Bitcoin, that why they would separate out XRP. It just, I don't know if it was more political or whatever, but it just didn't make sense to me.
Well, as we look back on it now, we know it doesn't make sense to a lot of us, Diana. It does appear that ETHgate is a very, very real thing. Now, take a look at this, because this is a recent interview from Navin Gupta from Ripple right here. Shout out to you, Navin. And he is going to discuss, after being asked the question, if we were to come back and meet again by the end of 2022 or early next year, what can we expect? Navin Gupta says growth of nodes on the network may be incremental, but their effect is step change. Now, we have talked about that, about phasing thing in, right? Step these things up and phase this business model into where it needs to go, to the ultimate solution of XRP. He says here, but their effect is step change because after a while you achieve critical mass or escape velocity. And this essentially moves together very, very quickly. Well, I think all of this really falls in line with a decision and a ruling in favor of Ripple and XRP being a currency, a virtual currency, and possibly even getting the ultimate designation of a stablecoin, because we have discussed really to a great degree here about how the central banks and the largest players of the world could collateralize their central bank digital currencies and put them on the back of XRP where necessary for cross-border settlement. Now let's take a listen to this clip very quickly here.
Question is, I guess it's June 2022. If we speak again, let's say at the end of the calendar year or the early next year, what will have changed for you?
So for us, the scale would have continued, right? So in terms of things that we talked about, 8x growth, 15 billion, you would see a much bigger number at the end of the year because we are growing very, very fast. You would find a lot more nodes on the network. And what I want to say is normally though the growth on the nodes on the network may be incremental, but their effect is step change, because after a while you achieve critical mass or escape velocity, and then it essentially moves together very, very quickly, right? So both are these two things that I'm very excited about. And then when we should be able to talk, I should be able to cite examples and take you through how that journey has been.
Okay.
Now that's pretty powerful, hearing him say that. Now I've tried to check the music as much as I can to make sure it's not a copyright strike. That's why I read the tweet to you before playing it. But nevertheless, that's where we are on this day. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. We may be very near an achievement of critical mass and escape velocity, even closer than any of us really truly realize. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I'll catch all of you on the next one.